The title of my presentation is From Kitchen to Classroom. My name is Whitney Nevarez and I teach at East Perry Elementary. My degree is Moderate to Severe Disabilities and I'm in a self-contained classroom. I currently service 10 students. They're kindergarten through 8th grade. We have 4 self-contained classrooms at our school, and altogether we have about 40 students, and they all were able to benefit and utilize the materials from this grant. My problem of practice was, how can I help students with moderate to severe disabilities learn and retain life skills that will help them become more independent? The skills needed based on my student data were the following. They needed help with pouring beverages from a pitcher, sorting groceries, folding towels, washing dishes, measuring, sorting utensils, sweeping, mopping, and safety, and that's safety in the kitchen. My plan of action was to use discrete data collection, virtual task analysis, which we watched videos of others performing skills, repetitive practice, system of least prompts, and I collected data on 5 students. So just for the sake of time, I'm going to discuss 3 of my students' results and share with you what we did. So student A's baseline data, when presented with common grocery items and given the verbal prompt to put away groceries, the student placed 10% of the items in the correct location. So I presented this student with everyday grocery items like milk, eggs, fruit, ice cream, and we said, where did these items go? And to collect data on this, I had used some of the money from this grant to purchase realistic grocery items. They were, toys, and that way, my fruit wouldn't go bad, vegetables wouldn't go bad. And we just put these things in front of her and then just let her go into the kitchen and put the items where they belong. So here are her results. She just excelled with this goal. Once I was able to get the items in her hand and she was able to see and we were able to model and she got that repetitive practice, like, I'm completely confident that if I took her to the grocery store tomorrow and she purchased bread, eggs, milk, cheese, those common items, that she could go home and put them away independently. She did very well. So student B, his baseline data was when presented with a picture recipe, he was prompted to identify the ingredients, gather and measure each ingredient. He only completed 25% of this task. He was only able to collect 3 or 4 of the items listed on the recipe. And for this, to work on this skill, I tried to use simple ingredients that were no more than 4. And a lot of those were sweets. So your box cake mixes, box brownie mixes, packaged cookies, things like that. They are great for having the picture of what you need on the package. So I tried to stay close to those. If we fixed something that didn't have the pictures, I printed the pictures out for him and wrote down. I tried to write down how much of each ingredient, and I tried to write it large so that he could see it well. Again, once this student, I actually did this goal with several of my students, and once they were able to get in the kitchen and get their hands on the ingredients, they all did phenomenal. They all did phenomenal with this. And a couple of my kids that did this were 4th grade students, and one of their academic skills that they worked on was fractions. So being able to work on fractions in the classroom and then get in the kitchen and being able to measure, it tickled me to death when I would say, we need 1/4 of a cup of water, and they were able to get the measuring cup and show me where 1/4 of a cup was. So here are his results. Again, he did phenomenal with this goal. I was very impressed that he did this well. And again, I think it all goes to just being able to, talking about it is one thing, but getting in the kitchen and actually practicing it and being able to model and being able to cook. We cooked weekly, so once a week he was able to get in there and practice this, and he just did. He surprised me. He did so well. And then lastly, we have student C. And when given, the baseline data for student C was when given the verbal prompt to fix your lunch, student C completed 0 steps of his task analysis for preparing a microwavable macaroni and cheese cup. So this student likes to eat macaroni and cheese for lunch every single day. And of course, we always have done that. We've always done that for him. So with getting this grant and being able to fix up our kitchen and really trying to focus on life skills this year, I thought, it would be great for him to just get in there and do it himself. So that's what we worked on. And his results, he has not yet met this goal. I would really like for him to be able to do this 3 times consecutively before I say that he's met it. And he has hit 80% on one trial for the task analysis on that. He's, as you can see, he's made improvements. He's done well, but I'm just not comfortable with saying that he's there yet. So we'll keep working on that. And I'll tell you that the big hiccup for him meeting this goal is the microwave buttons, having to hit the time cook and then hit how many minutes it has to be. We never think about things like that, but when your microwave at school is different than your microwave at home and different than your microwave at your aunt's house or your grandma's house, it's really hard for them to generalize and think about the steps that they need to take in order to press the start button. And we also had the same issue with our washer and dryer at school. I had my students washing towels and we were washing clothes, and they were doing so well, and the wash machine tore up, and we had to get a new one, and we had to start all over again with learning how to select a small load and cold water and the start. It messed us up, but it's okay. It's okay. We're back to washing clothes again. So here is my picture of the kitchen to classroom. Here's a picture of our kitchen. This is what it looks like. And as you can see, here are some of the items that I used the grant money for. We bought labels, and this helps just the students stay organized, and I think it increases their vocabulary. They're recognizing words like utensils, pots and pans, bakeware, pantry. And on the right-hand side there, you can see the items that I purchased that were the realistic grocery items that they use to put groceries away. And then here are some pictures of some of my students cooking. Like I said, I let them be very hands-on with this. They had to crack eggs. They had to measure everything, and I stepped back and just tried to provide verbal prompts, and I tried to decrease those verbal prompts as we went along. We talked about the safety, working around the oven, working around the stove, not doing that without an adult being present. It was really good for them. And then, of course, when you cook, you have to clean up, and this was really hit or miss. They either hated it or they loved it. They did well, though, with doing the dishes. We made a few messes and had to mop up, but it's okay. And then here's a couple of pictures of some snacks that we made. For Dr. Seuss Week, we did the red fish, blue fish Jell-O cups, and then we also made some dirt pudding, and they really enjoyed that. We made everything. We made fruit pizzas. We made regular pizzas. We made brownies. We did all kinds of stuff throughout the year. So moving forward, my principal has actually approved a plan for our exceptional learners to take monthly community-based instruction trips to local grocery stores to purchase ingredients for the meals that we can bring back to school and prepare in the kitchen. So I'm really looking forward to progressing this with them next year. And I just wanted to thank you guys for this opportunity. We have really enjoyed utilizing our new kitchen supplies this school year. Every student that has used the kitchen, they have all progressed in some way, from meeting goals. Some of my picky eaters tried new foods that they actually got to make, and that was huge for them. And they have all learned independent living skills that are going to help them later on in life. So I really thank you all for this opportunity.